This is the QTV Nightly News and I am Jul Denjai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The Ministers of Trade, Foreign Affairs, Environment, Public Service, Works and Infrastructure appeared on Wednesday at the National Assembly for an oral question and answer session. The 18th of December is International Migrants Day, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad, in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, to commemorate the day. Now, the ECOWAS Ambassadors Solidarity Forum on Wednesday made a donation of clothing and sanitary items to inmates at Mile 2 State Central and Joshuang Adult and Juvenile prisons. We hear how a long-serving teacher got a delightful surprise from some of his former pupils. These and other stories coming ahead. Do stay with us. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, this is the QTV Nightly News. Now, the Ministers of Trade, Foreign Affairs, Environment, Public Service, Works and Infrastructure appeared before lawmakers on Wednesday at the National Assembly for oral questions and answer session on key matters relating to their ministries. Usman Jatta attended, and this is his report.
The National Assembly is running up its 2024 sessions ahead of the 2025 legislative year. At precisely 11 a.m., the Parliament was full with Assembly members eagerly anticipating greeting the ministers handling various key ministries. Honorable Hassan Toure, the NAM for Baka, welcomed the Minister of Trade, Industry and Regional Integration, Babukar Ojuv, with a question on the country's high youth unemployment rate, as indicated in the latest Labour Force survey.
The ministry's position on this reality is that it is undesirable and that every possible effort is being made to reverse the trend. My ministry is working with all stakeholders and industry players to facilitate the creation of more employment opportunities in the production and manufacturing sectors of the economy.
Member for Woolly East, Honorable Swebo Toure, inquired about the number of jobs anticipated from the Gambia's circular migration agreement involving Spain and Saudi Arabia.
As to the number we anticipate will be going, I will not be in a position to give numbers. I can simply say we are expecting that significant numbers will be able to migrate. This has started with the Saudi Arabia one. They've currently started the recruitment. They are, putting numbers, but this can continue to grow.
Sessions sometimes become tense as some NAMs try to get the best from the ministers. Environment Minister Rohi John Manjang was asked by the member for Sami to update the Assembly on a recent confiscated timber in the North Bank region.
An illegal logging incident was reported to the Regional Forestry Officer for North Bank region. The trees had been felled within the Baobolong Community Protected Forest Reserve, which is managed by the Department of Parks and Wildlife Management. The community of Minjakunda confiscated the illegal harvested timber, numbering 46 pieces.
Babukar Boy, the Minister of Public Service, Administrative Reforms and Policy Matters, was tasked to clarify the recent audit findings regarding the payment of salaries to over 2,000 ghost workers in the civil service.
Civil servants fail to observe available procedures when leaving their jobs. They will unceremoniously abandon their posts, and their immediate supervisors will not normally report their absence on time to prevent wrongful payment of salaries.
Minister Boy further elaborated on his ministry's ongoing efforts to address punctuality and lateness in government offices.
Digitize the attendance register systems in the offices in a way that if a public servant does not clock in for a reasonable period, his or her salary will be automatically stopped by the system, and the salary shall be reinstated only when a justifiable reason is provided.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Mamadou Tangara, was asked to inform the National Assembly on the number of people issued with diplomatic passports from 2017 to date.
The number of people issued diplomatic passport is 3,030.
The diplomatic passports are issued based on criteria established by the government and for the following officials: senior government officials, members of parliament, diplomats, presidential and government advisors.
Ibrahim Asila, Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, updated the Parliament on the procurement of new ferries for the Banjul-Bara ferry terminal,
which is expected to be delivered in June 2026. Works are also ongoing on the rehabilitation and re-engineering of the Kanilai ferry, which is expected to resume operations in the first quarter of 2025.
The question and answer session was a clear demonstration of the shared checks and balances responsibility between the lawmakers and the executive arm of government. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News.
Now, the 18th of December is International Migrants Day. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad, in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, commemorated International Migrants Day to highlight the significance of migration and the challenges faced by migrants. Momodo Gajaga was at the event, and this is his report.
18th of December 1990, the General Assembly adopted a resolution on the International Convention on the Protection of the Rights of All Migrant Workers and Members of Their Families. International Migrants Day puts the spotlight on migration contribution to the socio-economic development of people and countries around the world. It also highlights the context in which migration occurs, challenges faced by migrants, and how their rights need to be protected. Rose Johnson is a migrant returnee, and she talked about using the negative perceptions about migration to inspire positive change.
To all my fellow migrants, don't ever let the negative attitude of a person make you feel you can't make it. You got a dream and you gotta protect it, because great moments are born with great opportunity. To see you as a migrant is an opportunity that makes you explore and not a failure.
Migration has contributed immensely to the economic development through remittances sent by Gambians in the diaspora. In a data released in 2023, the Gambia ranked 9th in Africa for remittances sent through official channels. However, several youths have lost their lives and continue to lose their lives and face human rights violations in foreign countries when they attempt to go through irregular migration routes. Dr. Mamadou Tangara is the Gambia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad.
Migration is a shared responsibility, and the Gambia is proud to align itself with global frameworks such as the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migrations, and the principles of human rights that underpin this day. We will continue working with regional and international partners to ensure migration is managed in a way that benefits all.
Migration plays important roles in labor markets, filling skill shortages, promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, and addressing demographic concerns in aging societies. Migrants stimulate economic progress while also providing a lifeline to families and communities back home, thereby boosting development. Carl Frederick Paul is the UN Resident Coordinator in the Gambia.
We must acknowledge that migration often comes with immense challenges. Too many migrants face stigma, discrimination, but also exploitation. Irregular migration, in particular lack of access to essential services such as healthcare, education, and legal protection.
As part of attempts to stem the continuing tide of irregular migration, the Gambia government recently announced plans to create 150,000 jobs and also signed deals with Spain and Saudi Arabia for more structured migration to these countries. Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
Now, the ECOWAS Ambassadors Solidarity Forum on Wednesday made a donation of clothing and sanitary items to inmates at Mile 2 State Central and Joshuang Adult and Juvenile prisons. The donation was received by the Managing Director of the Gambia Prison Services. QTV's Ansumana Esonyasi was with the delegation, and he now reports.
Led by Madam Miata Lily French, resident representative of the ECOWAS Commission in the Gambia, this delegation, comprising representatives of the ECOWAS Ambassadors Solidarity Forum, were at Mile 2 prison to extend support to prisoners. Received by prison authorities, the visit also provided an opportunity for the visiting ambassadors to interact with prison authorities with a view to strengthening cooperation between the regional body and the government institutions such as the Gambia Prison Service. At Mile 2 prison, Miata Lily French, resident representative of the ECOWAS Commission in the Gambia, and Amali Musa Awocho, representative of the Nigerian High Commission, commend the prison authorities for allowing them to visit and to hand over a donation of gifts comprising sanitary items, amongst others, to prisoners. They also spoke to inmates, leaving them with words of encouragement, hope, and service to humanity.
We are not here necessarily to check on your well-being because we can tell that you are well taken care of. There may be issues, but there are issues everywhere in life. Everybody has issues. But we just wanted to come and let you realize that even as you are here, we are still your representatives. The representation doesn't stop at the wall. We still represent you even though you are in here.
I want to appreciate you for giving us the approval to be here. I also want to say that we are not going to take this relationship for granted. We are going to do it as a yearly or a regular thing. It is good that we come here, we give the little that we can give.
Receiving the donation, Ansumana Mane, the Director General of the Gambia Prison Service, thanked ISOFIC for extending such support to inmates. He said the prison has inmates of various nationalities, including ECOWAS citizens, hence the importance of this visit. He also used the occasion to call for more support while giving assurance of his administration's preparedness to work closely with the ECOWAS ambassadors to improve conditions of inmates and the prison service.
Because we believe that integration, that's part of integration. The most important thing and the most desirable thing to our side is that we've been yearning for this for so long. And today, by the grace of Almighty, almost I can say we have at least got all the big fishes in our net.
Prisoners who spoke at the event also thanked ECOWAS representatives for their gesture. However, they requested for more support, notably medical drugs and sanitary materials. They also called on the president to help decongest the prison by pardoning deserving inmates, especially those with light sentences who have been remorseful for the crimes they have committed. From Mile 2, the delegation also visited the Just One Adult and Juvenile wings. Here too, Madam Miata Lily French, resident representative of the ECOWAS Commission, and Amali Musa Awocho, representative of the Nigerian High Commissioner, briefed prison authorities on the purpose of their visit. On behalf of the prison authorities, Commissioner of Operations Lamin Sow received the items. The ECOWAS Ambassador Solidarity Forum consists of representatives of member countries who, among other things, help strengthen cooperation and support among member states. Answana Sonyasi for KTV News.
Laudable initiative there. Now the report by Ansumane Sonyasi will take us to a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and international stories for you. Do stay with us.
fii mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taam place bii bépp xeetu ataaya bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal ne fii rek la am bara wërga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saas añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal baara ataaya bii ndax moom la ñëpp taam gis nga sama client bii ataaya bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaya bu neex rek lay wër baara wërga bii mooy wërga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma mënee ataaya moom rek lay naan
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is the QTV Nightly News. Now, in an emotional and heartwarming gesture, Newsworld Senior Secondary School's class of 1998 students surprised their former teacher, Mr. Adai, with a generous donation of over $54,000. This was a tribute to the long-serving educator who played a significant role in their academic and personal development. Loli M. Kamara witnessed the presentation, and this is her report.
When teachers positively impact our lives, we tend to remember them fondly. Kiramai Adai, one of the longest-serving teachers at Newsworld, was taken by surprise when a group of his former students from the class of 98, the first to go through the grading system in the country's education system, showed up at his place of work.
Hey, boys! My boys are here. Good to see you. Yeah, they say you people were calling me Baba.
Basiru Drame, the current CEO of Carnifin General Hospital, shared the inspiration behind this generous gesture.
I actually narrated my observation or my incident here in our school page, and I suggested that no, why not we do something for Mr. Adai? We actually saw him the token of appreciation, saying thank you for molding us, thank you for making us what we are today. So everybody went in for the idea, everybody appreciated the idea, and we all went for it. We did not charge anyone, but we say, if you have anything that you want to actually give out, please, you are highly welcome to give out. So we contributed, and that we have something very meager. We felt like it's far more than this, but again, this what we have. It's actually coming from the bottom of our heart. It's $54,500. We are giving you this for you to actually support yourself, Mr. Adai.
Another class member, Lamin Toure, expressed his delight at being able to give back to the teacher who had made such a lasting impression on them.
I'm thanking the rest of the members, both here and abroad, for their kind gesture. Yeah, definitely. And I'm thanking Mr. Adai as well. Like the speaker has rightly said, he was a father to us, definitely. I could remember I was so stubborn during, the days. I used to smoke in the garden, He always meet me there, advice, give me talking of advice, But now I thank God I just quit cigarette, with his intervention,
For Mr. Adai, words were hard to come by to express his pleasure and surprise. The seasoned educator simply expressed his heartfelt thanks to the group of former students who made the visit.
But I thank you very much for recognizing my life and also recognize my participation towards your achievements in life. Thank you so much.
At the time of the donation, it was noticed that Mr. Adai's phone, an essential tool for his day-to-day activities, was in poor condition. The donation will significantly help him get a better phone, making his life much easier. The event also received praise from Tamba Dambel, the school administrator, who commended the former students for their generosity and thoughtfulness.
What we expect from the student is that anytime we meet you, we say thank you for what you have done to us. This is what we expect from you. But anything in addition is very much welcome.
Other speakers reiterated that this heartfelt act of kindness underscores the enduring influence educators can have on their students, shaping not only their academic journeys, but their futures in profound ways. For QTV News, Loli M. Kamara.
Great initiative there. Now, on Saturday, the Literary and Press Club of Mansa Koli Bojang School in Jalambang village organized a day-long talents and cultural day celebrating the Gambia's rich culture and heritage. Our reporter Usman Jata brings us the details of the vibrant cultural day.
The cultural event showcased Gambian traditions, music and dances while fostering unity among students, parents and the community. Performers from various age groups showcased the distinctive dances of the country's ethnic groups, including the Jola, Mandinka and Wolof, filling the air with vibrant energy and joy. Malang S. Jabang is the teacher coordinator of the Press and Literary Club of Mansa Koli Bojang School.
This day is very significant
especially to the life of the young minds. I mean the students. We are doing this to ensure that the culture is preserved.
It was not just about dancing. Throughout the day, students listened to captivating traditional stories of bravery, wisdom, and ancestral values.
My hands are tied. I can't run.
Poets took center stage, sharing their creative works, from heartfelt poems to insightful essays on the importance of cultural preservation, inspiring the audience with their eloquence and passion for their heritage. Keba Sonkoba, a former teacher of Mansa Koli Bojang School, is the founder of the Press and Literary Club.
And then we conceived the idea of having a press and literary club to tell the people what the project is about, and then to give this opportunity to the students to ventilate their talent out there.
Ibrahima Saidi, Mariama Gay, and Senabu Sow are all members of the Mansa Koli Bojang School Press and Literary Club.
Listen, some of the students will have the stuff in their head, but to come out in public to express it is always a problem. So the Press and Literary Club is there to stand by those kind of students and to enable them to become very good speakers in public and anywhere they find themselves.
I want to thank the Press Club for giving me the opportunity to express myself anywhere I am.
Mukhtar Bojang, the founder and proprietor of Mansa Koli Bojang School, named the school after his great-grandfather, Mansa Koli Bojang, the last king of Kombo.
Well, if you look at the location of the school, we are kind of in the middle of nowhere. We are in the middle of 4 villages. Before, there was no school around this end. The nearest school was in Brikama, which is about 7 kilometers. So when I started the school, the first batch started from nursery 1. Last year, they were the last batch for grade 12 last year. In fact, some of them are now teachers in the school.
The success of the event is a reminder of the power of culture to unite, inspire, and uplift communities. From Mansa Koli Bojang School in Jalambam village, it is clear that the future of Gambian culture is in safe hand. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News.
Now, the American Bar Association Rule of Law Initiative, ABAROLI, in collaboration with the Judiciary of the Gambia, commenced a validation workshop on the draft High Court Civil Procedure Rules at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center. The workshop will review the ongoing reform of the Gambia's judicial system with a focus on enhancing access to justice and promoting judiciary quality in the Gambia. Yafatu Gate reports.
The validation of these draft rules is a significant component of the judiciary of the Gambia Strategic Plan 2021 to 2025. Specifically aligning with strategic objectives to review all Judicature Act and rules to ensure undue technicalities and bottlenecks. The workshop seeks to provide an opportunity for stakeholders to discuss proposed changes, identify potential improvements, and ensure that the new rules are both practical and effective in addressing the needs of the justice system in the Gambia. The revised High Court rules are expected to streamline court procedures, making the legal process more efficient, transparent, and accessible to all citizens. Abdou Conte, the Judicial Secretary of the Gambia, gave an overview of the workshop and the impact it will have on the lives of Gambians.
Today we are here at the OIC Conference Center to validate the draft rules of the High Court that have been revised by a consultant, AB&Co law firm, with the support from the American Bar Association. As you may understand, these are rules of the High Court that have been drafted since 1928, and we feel the need to revise these rules so that it can stand the test of time, because the world is progressing, so things are changing. So these are rules that were drafted almost close to 100 years ago. So the management of judiciary feel the need to revise the rules. The AB&Co, with the support from the American Bar Association, we are consulted to do the revised draft, and it was reviewed sometime in May 2023. So today we are here to validate it so that it is going to replace the old rules of the High Court.
Fatou Bintou Sala, the Justice Sector Coordinator for the American Bar Association, explained why they are co-implementing the USAID-funded project.
The project is promoting rights and justice, which has the main objective to strengthen capacities within the justice sector. So this is one of the main areas that we've been working in that ensures that court processes are streamlined and they're also in line with modern practices and best practices, as well as being in conformity with the constitutional provisions and making access to justice easier for everybody. So of course, our needs have evolved. The Gambian needs have evolved, and as you rightly mentioned, these rules have been in place for a very long time, and there is a necessity to upgrade them, of course, to be in line with best practices, as well as to serve the needs of the people that actually use it, which are litigants and legal practitioners.
Hassan B. Jallow, Chief Justice of the Gambia, says the review of the High Court rules is crucial to ensure that quality justice is delivered efficiently in the Gambia. The introduction of these revised rules comes at a pivotal moment in the Gambia's judicial reform process, as the country seeks to build more efficient, responsive, and fair legal system. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafata Gay.
And this is all we have for you in this edition of the Bulletin, but do join us again at 10 p.m. for another news bulletin. Thank you for watching.